So I purchased a subscription to this cult for you guys. I just want you to understand this. I purchased a subscription so I could get access to the media that they put out to the cult members.
Yes, it's exciting. I can't wait to tell you guys more about it. Robert's doing the projection and the deflection that he's doing right now. He is trying to frame this as it's a one-sided documentary, and it is only the side of like everyone four former dancers and four of his dancers and two former members and two families and an anonymous member, not to mention there's two other people that left at the same time that are suing him. Statement was denying everything, and then we'll talk. And we will continue to pursue all legal remedies available to stop the spread of salacious lies and expect to be fully vindicated in court. Robert Shinn's response here is actually kind of hysterical. And we believe that we have reasonable evidence and enough evidence to prove these claims. I'm going to accuse you of alleged human trafficking. I'm going to accuse you of forced labor. I'm going to accuse you of gender violence. I'm going to accuse you of SA. I'm going to accuse you of aiding and abetting human trafficking. I'm going to accuse you of battery. I'm going to accuse your wife of battery. I'm going to accuse you of unjust enrichment, of fraud, all of these things. Tell everyone how you bought your Bentley, Robert. Show everyone where you got the money for your Bentley. Oh, wait. We know where it came from. Extortion. Yeah, there's 7 co-defendants, or there's 7 cross-complainants. Bloggers and some of the Wilkins friends to spread malicious lies about him to hurt his career. Happened to her, that the anonymous member said happened to her. He thinks everything belongs to him, and he seems to overinflate and conflate, and he always makes himself the victim. We shouldn't believe them because they're terrible extortionists that are trying to extort him for money and spread slander. This had to go through legal, okay? So I spent actually a couple hours on the phone with someone from legal because there was a bunch of claims that came up around lawsuits. If you have a copy of it, that means you got it from Robert or you got it from 7M. You did not get it from me. It's not filed in court. It's called pocket service. You got it from the cult. We didn't give you this. They got the lawsuit from the cult. A dynamic where the prophet has all of the control. And rarely in cases like this do the prophets actually exercise that control in a way that's helpful or, kind. It's usually about money and greed and power and sex. The wild thing here is that because Robert is the pastor and he believes that he's getting prophecies from God, and he's asking them to commit all of their time, their money, their effort to God, and that it's an all-in project, they are cut off from anyone that's a doubter because they're trying to build their sanctuary, which scares me, you guys, A sanctuary is like a commune, and did you guys know what happened when Jim Jones built his sanctuary? Usually when cults go to the sanctuary side of things and they create their little communes, things can get really out of control really, really, really fast. So, but I feel like that what they're dealing with right now is psychological abuse, being very controlled. And psychologically they're in danger because they don't have any control of anything. So apparently the managers are running their social media, which is what a lot of people have been feeling because they send messages and they can't get anyone through. Miranda doesn't get to be by herself, doesn't drive anymore. We're not sure if they live in places that are owned by the church or not. I did clarify and verify that Miranda's mom knows where she is. So that's good. They're like robots. And they don't even know if they're speaking to them. And then when they do see them, they act socially inappropriate. I think the biggest thing that's going to help this break even bigger is people that have platforms need to use it. No one can take the truth away from you. It doesn't matter if they start smearing you, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to smear you. They're going to say that you're jealous, that you're a hater. They're going to bring up your flaws. They're going to do whatever they can. It's really strange that he would take this approach knowing that we have audio of him saying things. We have lawsuits of him and depositions of him admitting things. We have women on record accusing him. We have bank records and bank statements and, documents that show money leaving and multiple people accusing him of the same scheme over more than 20 years. But he's being a narcissist. And Robert had the opportunity to speak on camera, but he didn't. I think everyone that's worked on the series would expect him to sue. He's also trying to push is that it's a one-sided documentary. It just means that there wasn't enough time to tell that story. But they're all like demanding that they have a side. So we were going to film whoever wanted to be filmed. Like, I didn't hand out contracts, right? I know that they reached out to Robert multiple times, and I know that Robert actually answered the phone once, hung up on him. He declined. Dirty Robert. Miranda knew about the docuseries because it was creating a problem for Miranda. She was like mad at her parents for a while. She was like, she didn't talk to them for a little bit, and they declined. Like, Miranda was mad. She said no, she didn't want to be a part of it. She said it was all like lies or whatever.
Hey guys, I know I don't normally make this kind of content, but I just wanted to be transparent and a little vulnerable with you. But before this documentary, my husband and I, we felt safe. Now that this documentary is out, we feel like our lives have been put in danger. We have both been followed in our cars. We have received hate mail, death threats. People have been sending us messages to commit suicide. We've been stalked. Someone said that if I see you on the street, I'm gonna come and gut you, so you better get security. Someone also said that if I see you walking on the sidewalk, I'm gonna come and shove you in the trunk of my car. So these are just some of the messages that I've been receiving behind the scenes. And I honestly, I don't understand how my parents and my sister thought that this documentary would help me or would help our relationship in any way. I don't understand that. And I have been getting together with my family for the past couple years, privately, to work on our relationship, to make things right, to mend what has been broken. And I've been loving it. I've been loving getting together, laughing, just enjoying each other's company. And this documentary has made it very difficult to continue doing that. And honestly, I think that my parents and my sister have focused so much on this documentary that they've forgotten about working on any relationship with me. And that hurts. That hurts me to say. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest, it has been hard to post and do my content like nothing ever happened, because that's just not the case. So if things are a little slower and I'm not posting as much, just bear with me. I'm getting through this. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm gonna get back to posting and dancing and doing what I just absolutely love. It just brings me so much joy. So I do want to get back to that. And I want to thank everyone who has been very supportive for the kind messages, DMs, emails. They don't go unnoticed. So thank you guys very much. And thank you for taking the time to listen. Love you guys. Bye.
And they said no. Miranda just doesn't, no one has seen her drive. She doesn't drive anymore, I guess. They said she's usually being driven by people and dropped off by people. And that all eyes are always on her. And then when the dancers are out, they're being like monitored by the management. So there has not been any evidence that any physical abuse has been happening right now. She is an adult. She can do what she wants. But if there is somebody influencing her to do things, she has no control of her life. The money is being paid to Robert Shinn. There's fear being put into her that she must actually do this or she's going to be cursed, which is something that Robert Shinn has admitted, that he curses people if they don't give him money and if they don't follow his rules and if they don't submit to him. On top of that, the production went to places like public places where they were performing to try to ask them if they wanted to be a part of it. I'm not interested. I know about your documentary. I'm not interested in being involved in it. Please stop. Please do not contact me again. Whoever is still a part of 7M or Shekinah, they have not watched these. What does that mean about the anonymous person that filed a police report? He didn't watch the series, or he's choosing to ignore those because acknowledging those would have to prove all of his legal, baseless lawsuits that he's been filing are simply to intimidate and to try to threaten people into silence. Robert Shinn sued me 2 years ago, and to this day, we don't have a trial date. It's not even finished with discovery. We have been trying to get discovery from him for over 2 years, and he has not complied. He's given some, but not all of it. He is literally suing me, first claiming that he calls himself the man of God. Miranda is suing me for questioning if her marriage was legal. That's what her crux of her lawsuit is. You questioned my marriage. I don't believe that Miranda actually wanted to sue. I think Robert brought her into it, but that's just my opinion. Shekinah will come down. It will not exist much longer, and Robert will be held accountable.
These people are terrified of Robert. There is something so sinister that happened in 2008 that people will not even talk about it. 3 separate people have described what happened in 2008 as though it was like a murder. Like, it was so dark. And I'm not saying he murdered anyone, but that's how the cloud around this was so dark that whatever happened in 2008 was so bad that nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody. 3 separate people I've talked to. No one wants to say what happened. Something really, really bad happened in 2008. And this is why there's fear for these dancers. You're not gonna sue anyone. If you sue me, everything comes out, and that's not a threat. That's just literally the truth. And you don't want that. Because the people that I'm talking to aren't lying. The court records aren't lying. And this isn't North Korea. They also said 2 or 3 of them alleged that Chloe and Daniel's relationship was Chloe needed a green card. Again, I can't verify that, so I don't know the status of that. When that didn't work, then he decided he was going to invest in Isaiah. So Chloe got dumped because her career wasn't really taking off. Daniel got dumped because his career wasn't really taking off. And when he found Isaiah, they sort of hit pay dirt because they found these dancers. And
they are now in a position where the same history is repeating itself. So no matter what they do, they end up getting found out for whatever tactics that they're using, and they're like chameleons.
Like, shut the fuck up.
Blah, 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 blah. Right? Bye, guys.